Hey y'all, planner friends, this is Amber with Amber's Journey. Today we're going to do something a little different. This is an idea that I got from Joshi Curran and a few other YouTubers about a long-term journal. So while we were Christmas shopping, I found some journals at Walmart on sale. So I decided that I got them, honestly not knowing what I was going to do with them at first, but they were good quality for real cheap, so I went ahead and got them. This one I got for $2.50. It was normally a $10 journal. And then this journal is a brain dump journal I've had for a while that I had gotten at the dollar store. It's really good quality for a cheap journal. I got it for like $4 or $5. So this is my planning of the planner, if that makes sense. So what I did was I brainstormed first what all I wanted in my long-term journal. And then I have my 101 things to do. This was the list that I wanted to use. And then I went ahead, let's see if I can find it, and wrote down a list of all the spreads that I wanted in my long-term journal. So that way you guys can kind of see what my ideas are. For everything. I did go ahead and add a few of these in already last night during my junk journal Zoom with my friends. Yeah, junk journal Zoom, you guys are more than welcome to join. You can find the Junk Journal Saturday group on Facebook. My friend Rochelle, also known as the Passionate Hauler. And then Steph's Design Space, Die Hard Planner, which is Michelle, and Sylvia, who is January Pixie on Instagram. We all get together, do junk journaling on Saturdays. Well, I decided to not junk journal, and I went ahead and started this. So I'm going to flip through what I already have done here, and I'm going to do a couple spreads with you guys today. This is going to take me a while to actually finish and set up. I'm being very minimal with the setup of this, so that way it's basically timeless, because what a long-term journal is, if you're unaware, is it's a journal that's going to last longer than my yearly planners. So this journal I plan on having for a few years, and then that way I don't have to keep rewriting my spreads out in my new journal, or if I decide to go back to bullet journaling, I have all of my collections in one place. Of course, I can transfer the information from this to my planner if it's like actions that need to be done for a goal and things like that. But overall, I have everything in this journal that I need for longer than a year. So first is the cover. I did go ahead and keep it pretty plain. I used some vinyl here with my name that my friend Tasha made me from Bougie Girl Boutique. And then I went ahead and did the nameplate cover. This is my long-term journal. It's going to start in January 2023. I put a 2023 sticker here. I left this blank so I can put in when I finish it. And then this is another vinyl with my name from Bougie Girl Boutique. And then these stickers came from a Black Friday grab box that I got from Teal's Gold. You can find her on Instagram and Facebook as well. And she also has her own shop, which is pretty awesome. And then I started out with an index here. The pages are not numbered, so I'm numbering them as I go. And so I have my index here. I did 2 pages of index. I have a wish list of things that I want, and then a gift list of things I want to buy other people. So I have my husband, my daughter, and my mom on here so far. And then I have my 101 things list, which I did start filling in off of that previous list you saw. Some of that stuff I already got done, so I didn't add it because it's already done. And then I have the when did I last. I have when did I last get an oil change, clean the car, got the car plated, my doctor's appointments, things like that. And then I have events, holidays, and birthdays. So right now I just have birthdays filled in for family members. If there's big events coming up, like weddings, things like that, I will go ahead and put this in. This is going to be for 2023. And then, like I said, this planner will last longer than 2023. So There may be other things that go on here too. But birthdays never change, so I have those down. And then I have my goals. I'm still working on what my goals are for 2023. So I have 1-year goals, 3-year goals, and 5-year goals. So still working on what I want to do for this year, what I want so it's like short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals. And then we get to a blank page here. So what I am planning on doing now is I am going to go ahead and do my savings tracker, income tracker, and debt tracker, which I'm going to probably set these up pretty similar to each other. They're going to look very similar, but I'm going to change it up just a little bit. I have an idea. If you guys have seen in my previous setup of my happy planner, I did go ahead and make some pages here for those types of things. Let me go ahead and pull those up. So that's my PR code sheet. I have my income tracker here for 2023. I have my savings tracker and my debt tracker. And then I have a outline of a monthly budget. So this is how I'm going to set it up, very similar to this in my journal here. I think I might set most of them up kind of like this because the debt tracker, again, is going to be longer than a year. This one is only for a year, along with everything else in here. So let's go ahead and get this started. So we're going to start with the income tracker first to get that started. And then what I've been using, if you see the headers here, is I was just using these watercolor Kincha. They're like little sticky notes. You can use it as one big page, or they have perforation where you can pull them off individually. And I just used some of this tape here to tape it down into the book here as the headers. And then the markers I'm using are the Crayola Super Tips, and I just pulled out these 3 colors. And then I did pull some washi that I had got from a pack from the washi tape shop. I might add that in too, just to give it a little bit of oomph. But we're not going to be using a lot of stickers in that because I want this to last quite a bit for me. So that was page 6 and page 7 that we're creating now. So the first thing I want to do is the income tracker. So let's go ahead and lay down. I'm just going to go ahead and lay down headers on both of these to get it done. And all I do is, one side of this is sticky, but I pulled these off last night, so the sticky's already kind of worn off. So what I'm going to do is put some tape down on here. And then that way I can get these to lay down, and then I'll write the headers on these. So that way we already have it down, and then we can figure out spacing and everything from there. I know most people, especially with dot grid notebooks, tend to pencil things in. I'm not going to do that. I don't have the time right now to do that, but I have an idea of what I want to do here. So I did count out the spacing in this notebook. Since it is a line notebook, there's 39 lines, which some of them are going to be taken up by this header. So we'll figure it out from there. All right, I got that one down, and then we're going to do this one. How is everyone doing? I hope everybody's having a good December here. I'm filming this a little ahead of time. This is the weekend before Christmas weekend, but I wanted to get this done because obviously during Christmas I will not have time to do any films or anything. I'll be with, you know, family doing that stuff. So we're going to be doing that. Now my goal is for this next year to try to get a month ahead on my bills after I get my truck plated. My truck is going to cost me quite a bit of money. It is a 2021. I bought it brand new, and I have to pay property taxes because in Missouri you have property taxes. That alone is going to be about $800. Then I have to get it replated, have to get it to the shop for safety and emissions, have to renew my driver's license this year as well. So I'm definitely going to be trying to get all of that done. So this is going to be my income tracker. And this is going to be my debt tracker. And I'm not doing anything fancy in here. I'm not doing any kind of doodles or anything like that. I just want this to be functional. So because the last thing I showed you was for just 1 year, I want to have this last longer than 1 year. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this side and I'm going to lay out the months. And I'm going to go all the way down until I run out of space. Hopefully that makes sense. So, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, right? So that is going to be 2023. I'm going to leave a space here for total, because at the end of each year I want to total it up, make sure it matches my W-2s. So we'll do total, and then we'll start over. I'll do January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, and then that way I can keep up with what's going on, what everything looks like, any kinds of trends, or maybe because I am hourly, but I also am commission based as well. So this will kind of give me an idea of what my commissions look like, what months are my best months, what, things like that. It does fluctuate throughout the year because what I do revolves around the real estate market. So, and then this one will be 2024. And then how many do we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, just enough for 3 years. So we'll go ahead and fill these in. I'm trying to get a better grip of my finances for this next year. I haven't done great this year. I've wasted a lot of money trying to figure out where money has gone, because I feel like I should have more than I do. But this next year, I am really going to focus on getting everything back in order and trying to get ahead on everything. My goal is in the next 3 years to eventually purchase a home. So we'll see how I can do that, being a single income. So this last year won't have a total line, but that's okay. It feels weird writing 2025, but I know it's, ahead. So and I'm probably gonna split this and leave this section open, so that way if I want to do other years, I can come back and do it over here, because I'm not going to need all this space. This notebook's kind of big. So what I'm going to do is leave space for, I get paid every 2 weeks, so I'm going to leave space for 3 checks, just because some months I do get 3 checks, and then put a total line. And I'm just eyeballing this. I don't have anything measured out, but it looks about right, so. And then, or I might just use this as notes, like this check was short because, or this check had more because of a bonus, or, things like that. So this will be check 1, check 2, check 3, total, and then notes. So I'm going to put notes up here. And then those are kind of obvious. So that's what I'm going to do for my income tracker. Debt tracker. I'm going to do something very similar. I'm trying to think of how I want to do this. So I need a room at the top for headers. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to write what my big debts are across the top here and then track them. But for each line, I'm going to need a couple spaces, because I want to write down what my payments are and the totals. So I think I'm going to do 2 lines per month and then go from there. So we'll probably only be able to fit 2 years on here, but that's okay. So I want to leave room for a header. That should be good. Because typically each month for my debts, I do 1 payment a month. And then I want to know what the total is at the end. And then it also helps me figure out how much I'm actually paying towards principal, any interest that I'm paying, things like that. And this will also help me determine, which one I'm going to pay off first, things like that, because that's another thing that I do want to do, is pay off some of my debts, like my credit card, and I have a consolidation loan that I would like to have paid off. A few other things. Student loans are going to be coming up soon, which I am dreading. I haven't paid student loans in a long time because of the world and because of financial difficulties. So even before the stop or freeze. So it's not perfect. I messed up a little bit there, but that's okay. So I'm going to put January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, November, December. So, yeah, we're only going to fit 1 year. So I'm probably going to make this into a couple page spread. I'm going to leave these blank and we'll come back to those later off camera to finish those. I just want to do one to show you what I'm doing here. If anybody has any questions or would like any advice, I am not able to do like financial advice. I am no longer in the accounting field, but I do have some accounting experience and a degree. I have a general associates in accounting, so a lot of this stuff kind of goes back to that. So the first debt I want to look at is my Trax, which is my vehicle. I still owe on that. I should probably put a beginning balance on here, huh? Well, we'll do the balance once we make the first payment in January. And then I have my consolidation loan with Upstart. I have my PayPal line of credit that I need to pay off, which is currently past what my my limit is. Oh my goodness, because of interest. PayPal Capital One card, which is my credit card. I think that's it for now. I'm going to leave those open. I'm not going to put student loans on here yet because I haven't started paying those, and I'm not going to have to pay those for a while. But I might add those on later once payments start. All right, so we're good there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and darken these lines. I know it's a line notebook, but they're pretty light. So I'm going to go ahead and go through and darken the lines, not lighten them, all the way through for each month, just to kind of give myself a reference point of where it starts and stops. And then the payment option, I have one line for. So let's say I do my monthly payment, but then I pay extra on it. I'm just going to put the total of what I paid down. So I don't care if it's an extra payment, if it's the monthly payment, whatever the case is. Which, starting in the year, I'm not going to be doing any extra payments towards my debt because I have to get my car plated, and that in itself is going to be a good chunk of money. Oh, I wrote that on the wrong line. That's okay. Talking and writing for me is not always a good thing. So June's just going to have an extra dark line. I'm not going to go through and do that for all of them, but it's all right. And then July. I know this is tedious, but this is literally what I do to set things up. And this is something that I usually rewrite each year. So I'm kind of happy to be able to have a long-term journal to where I can just write it once, keep track of it year to year, and kind of do reflections on it. And then also have a record of what's going on so I can make sure that my payments are going in properly and, you know, things of that sort. So, and then we'll leave the bottom blank for any notes or any additions that I need to add later on. And then I'm going to number these 8 and 9. Okay, so what I've been doing is as soon as I've completed a spread, I go back to my index that I created and I write down what it is. So page 6 is an income tracker. And then page 7 through 9 is going to be a debt tracker. So 7 through 9 is my debt trackers, which I will complete today, but I'm not going to do that on camera. You already saw how I set it up. There's no reason for you to see me do it multiple times. So what I'm going to do now is go back into my brain dump notebook, and I got my income tracker, and I didn't even write debt tracker on here. Debt tracker. So I can mark it off, show that I have that. All right, so the index is done. When did I last? 101, wish list, birthdays, long-term goals. I have a swatch page at the back of the book, which I'll show you in a moment. Gift list and my debt tracker. My income is done. And then I wanted to do a savings tracker and a sinking funds page. which I'm not quite sure how I want to set those up yet, so I'm not going to do that on camera. I want to figure out how I want to do that to fit in multiple years into it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and skip those pages as well. So I'm going to number those 10 and 11. I'm going to write it in here of what I want to use those pages for. So my savings tracker is going to be 10, and then 11 is going to be sinking funds, which I might actually make that a couple pages, but we'll see. I'm gonna leave a couple of pages blank because I might use that. I might make that into a longer spread too. So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna start with the next thing here. So we're going to get out of the financial part of it, and we're going to get into social media. So on this one, I think I am going to use some little icons. Let's see what I got. Don't have Twitter. I do have Instagram. Alright, I don't have any TikTok ones yet. I do have YouTube and Instagram, so we're going to use these little icons. They're nothing fancy, just little icons from Steph's Design Space. I love them because they're tiny. So we're going to use these. I thought I had some TikTok ones from another shop, but I don't. So we're going to use those to mark things. I'm going to do another little header here. And then I will do another video with the remaining pages because this video is already getting to be super long. So I'm going to go ahead and lay this down. And this is real time. This is pretty time extensive to make something like this. I just kind of wanted you guys to see real time. I know other YouTubers will, speed through things and stuff like that, but I wanted to show you guys how this really works, like what the time frame really is, because it looks so nice for other people to use and make these things, but then whenever you go to make them yourself, you don't realize how time consuming it actually is. Which for me, even though it is time consuming, it is very relaxing for me to do things like this as well. So like planning in my planner or creating this journal or doing junk journaling pages, like I find that to be very soothing and relaxing for myself. It's kind of my downtime and me time. So I enjoy doing this. All right, so we're going to do our social media tracker. And for me, the numbers don't matter as much, but I am at some point wanting to get monetized. So I'm going to look at trends of what is going on with my numbers and see what works, what doesn't, what I can do to build these up a little bit more, things like that. So I think I'm going to do the social media tracker very similar to the income tracker, except for at the top here, instead of, I think I'm only going to do 2 years instead of 3, and instead of check, I'm going to have the icons and written out. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that out since you guys have already seen that, and I'll be right back. All right, y'all, I'm back. So I went ahead and did a double column since I only needed three markers there for the social media. So I did, this will be 23, 24, 25, and 26. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and lay down these icons at the top. I'm going to leave TikTok open because I'm going to get some icons to put there. Plus, I use these in my everyday. So now that I have TikTok, which is a newer thing to me, I am going to be starting to track it. If you guys haven't already, you guys can follow me on all platforms. Obviously here on YouTube. I am also on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Facebook, I am Amber Harold. Instagram, I am Amber's Journey 13, and the same thing on TikTok. I will leave the links in the description for all of my social media if you guys want to follow me. I have it all down there already. TikTok is not on there yet. I need to add that for this video and get that going. I do want to put a little bit of washi down for these just to make them a little bit prettier. And then I'm going to go back and add this into my index. But this is probably going to be the last spread I do in this video, just because it's already been pretty long, a little longer than I thought it was going to be. But I really like the way that this is turning out. Just add a little pop of color because, like I said, I'm going to make this very minimal. I'm not going to add a lot of stickers to this because I want this to last for a while. So we'll do it down this way. Of course, it doesn't want to tear now. There we go. All right, so let's do a final flip through from the beginning. I'm going to show you what I have done and what I've done with you. So I have my first page here, my index, which I use this for the index because this is that page that's always stuck to the front page. It's not fully out like the rest of them. My 2 index pages, my wish list, gift list, my 101 things, when did I last. Make sure you guys are seeing everything. My holidays and birthdays, goals, income tracker, debt tracker, and then this will be the savings tracker and sinking funds for these pages. And then I have my social media. So I appreciate you guys for stopping in and hanging out with me today. If you guys do like this, please like and subscribe down below. Leave me a comment. Let me know that you saw this. If you made it all the way to the end, leave me a little icon, maybe a coffee cup. It's early here and I've got my coffee. So leave me a coffee cup in the comments. Let me know that you made it through. But until the next time, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, y'all.